All right, it is Thursday night, 2 days before the SEC championship game. Dawgs are taking on Texas in Atlanta, and it's going to be a great game. I love the SEC championship game. It's always such a big deal for the state of Georgia, for the metro Atlanta area, and I love when Georgia plays in this game. I hate when they don't play in this game. Win or lose, Georgia's going to be matched up against a good opponent anytime they play in Atlanta. And I just love the SEC championship. Georgia's got 2 national championships and 2 SEC championships, so it's a very hard thing to win, just as rare. And I've been saying all week long, and even in some of my previous videos, I really like this Georgia matchup against Texas. People were asking me even prior to the Texas A&M game, like, who would you rather be matched up against, Texas or Texas A&M? And I wanted to play Texas again. One, because I did not want Georgia to get matched up against a mobile quarterback against Texas A&M. I just think that Texas is a better matchup for this Kirby Smart defense. For number 2, there really was going to be no benefit to beating or to playing Texas A&M, because if we would have won the game, we should have beat them anyways. They're ranked, back there in the 20s somewhere. And if we would have lost the game, then we probably would have been out of the playoff, because we lost to a team that was so much lower ranked than us. But I do like the fact that Georgia went into Texas and was able to win that game convincingly by playing good football on the defensive side of the ball. I think that gives the team confidence. I'm sick of hearing all week long that it's hard to beat a good team twice. It's hard to beat a good team once. But somebody, I think it was Dawgs HQ, looked back and figured out the rematch when 2 teams play in the regular season. Like, what are the records in the postseason, in the SEC championship game, when they do play the rematch game? And the team that wins the regular season game is 5-2 in the rematch in Atlanta for the SEC championship. So that's in Georgia's favor. Not that that has anything to do with this game. The main reason that I like this game and this matchup for Georgia, I like Kirby Smart matched up against these kind of offenses. You can look back at any time that we played Tennessee, any time that we played Brian Kelly. You can look back to the Florida State game last year. You can look at Texas earlier this year. You can look at LSU in the SEC championship until they made the quarterback change. I like Kirby Smart when he's got time to prepare, and we did have the extra day to prepare for this game. I like Kirby Smart to be able to handle business, come up with a really good game plan for this game, and to be able to maybe not shut Texas down, but to hold them to under 30 points, okay? And I think the Georgia team is going to show up inspired, enthusiastic, intense, and ready to go. Because the matchup where they played against Texas earlier in the season, the Georgia team that came out and played that game is the most intense and ready to go. They were dialed in. That is the most ready to go Georgia team that I've seen come out of the tunnel this year. And I think we'll get something close to that again. This should be a friendly Georgia crowd. We knew that we were in this game, 8 days before Texas did. So I hope that Dog Nation bought up the majority of these tickets, and it'll at least be a 60-40 Georgia crowd. If not, I'm going to be disappointed. Even if it's 50-50, I'm going to be disappointed. This is our home state. This is our state capital. Tickets came out, and we were able to buy them up first, so I'm hoping that it's a friendly Georgia crowd. But I like the way that Georgia is playing as of late. Now, there was no reason that we should have been down the way that we were against Georgia Tech, but we've cleaned up the turnovers since we've been home. The offense has been looking better since we've been at home. I like the way that our defensive line is playing for the most part. They did have a difficult time against Georgia Tech, but we were able to stop them when we needed to. The secondary, I like the way that it's just like everything kind of seems like it's coming together for the Georgia defense. I'm hopeful that we get Christian Miller back, number 52, on the defensive line. We're going to need all the defensive line depth that we need, or that we can get in this game. Both coaches have made it a point, how important the run game is going to be. Steve Sarkisian, brought it up that they have got to run the ball better against Georgia in this game in order to stay ahead of down and distance, so the Georgia pass rush cannot duplicate what they did in the first game. And Kirby Smart has brought up, like, it all starts with stopping the run. We have got to stop the run and take that away from them in this game. No coach in the country should be more prepared for a quarterback change or a quarterback package from Arch Manning than Kirby Smart. Georgia has been on the wrong end of quarterback changes multiple times. 2018 National Championship, 2018 SEC Championship, even in the 2022 SEC Championship when Musburger came in for LSU when Jaden Daniels got hurt and didn't play the second half. He was able to throw for 400-something yards against Georgia. It was unbelievable. Kirby Smart should be prepared for Arch Manning. I do expect Manning to play some, have packages, and if they get down, I wouldn't be surprised to see him come in. But I think that Georgia is playing well on the defensive side of the ball. And I like Kirby Smart to come up with another scheme that's going to be able to, at least manage this Texas offense and keep them under 30 points. The Georgia offense. The Georgia offense has been playing a lot better since we've been on this home streak the last 3 games. The offensive line looks like it's coming together and playing well. We've gotten healthier on the offensive line. Nate Frazier has come to life for Georgia. The offense is able to move the ball now. Now the catching the ball, the drop passes is still killing us. And just imagine if we would have caught every single ball that hit us in both hands this season. There's no telling what our record would be or where it would be or how dangerous this offense could be. But I really hope that the offense is able to catch the ball and that doesn't come back to bite us this week. And I just think that if the 2 best versions of these teams show up, if the best version of Texas shows up and the best version of Georgia shows up, I think that Georgia can beat them, and I think Georgia will beat them. I just like that we beat them the first time. We should have confidence from that. We were able to shut them down defensively. Our offense has been able to get their confidence back as of late. Carson Beck not turning the ball over as much, or really at all the past 3 games, no turnovers out of Carson Beck. I love that. And I really hope the receiving core can catch the ball. And I like Nate Frazier coming on as of late. Georgia's running the ball better. Still not great, but better. And I really have a good feeling about this game. Kirby Smart has got the experience in this building. This is our 4th time in a row playing in this building in the SEC Championship game. We play in this building multiple times every single season. It's in our backyard. We're familiar with that. We're familiar with what it takes to win an SEC championship game. We're familiar with the heartbreak. This team, or who's left from last year's team, remembers what it was like to lose to Alabama in last year's SEC championship game. So I expect Georgia to be the team that handles all this better. You got to go in there and win this game. And if Georgia is able to win this game, and I do expect them to, I really like where we sit at that first round bye in the 2nd seed for winning the SEC championship game. I really like where this Georgia team can go from there. I've got a good feeling about this game. I don't quite know why, and I hope that I'm right. But I got Georgia winning this game 34-23 in Atlanta for Kirby Smart's 3rd SEC championship, and I can't wait to watch it. Any coverage that I've been able to follow on this game this week, I've been all over it. It's such a big deal, and I can't wait to watch Georgia go out there and hopefully play their best football game of the season and beat a really, really good Texas team. So I got the Dawgs 34-23 over the Horns. Can't wait to watch it. Can't wait till Saturday. Go Dawgs, and I'll see you guys next time.